Hey y'all, welcome back to a new video. Today we are tackling the pantry. This has been long overdue, so if you want to see how I turned it from this to this, then just keep watching. I did end up ordering a few things on Amazon to help organize and help keep our food lasting longer. These cereal containers are great. I will tell you though, the lids are hard to snap, so just keep that in mind. And then these containers have been great. I've actually had these in the past as well. Highly recommend. So I'll have them linked in case you're interested. I got them all washed and drying. While those were drying, I'm going to go ahead and work on clearing everything out of the pantry. So while I'm taking everything out, I am trying to separate by category, even though it's not like the best organized now. But as I'm like pulling things out, I'm trying to put all the pancake mixes together, all the box foods, snacks. I was trying my best, but as things started getting piled up, it kind of got a little mixed together. It will help if you keep it by category later, so just keep that in mind if you decide to empty your entire pantry as well. By the way, the goal with this pantry is for it to be functional first, aesthetic maybe. So I knew I had some like cute bins and stuff to use, like those baskets at the very top left of the cabinet. Those are actually where I have a lot of like old schoolwork that I kept from the kids when they were little. So I actually pulled all that out, and we're just going to use this entire pantry as a pantry. But anyway, since I had those baskets, I'm going to use those for the snacks. I had a couple other like clear bins laying around the house that I used for other areas that I'm not using anymore. So I used a lot of stuff that I already had. The only things that I purchased to redo the pantry today were the cereal containers and like the bigger like square containers. That was because the ones I used to have kind of got like a little old, and I'm going to be real, I put them in the dishwasher. And it said that they were dishwasher safe, but I swear the lids didn't shut anymore after I did that, so I ended up getting rid of a lot of them. But anyway, so yeah, like I said, the plan is not to make this just like a Pinterest-worthy pantry first. That can come later. You know, once I get everything separated, organized, and make sure it's functional and we can actually access all the food, that is what is the most important to me, because clearly we've had a lot of stuff that we didn't even realize that we had in the pantry, like the Chef Boyardee, like that was in the pantry part section that we usually keep the dog food, which now we don't keep the dog food in there anymore because we have a new spot for that. So you know, it's a work in progress. I'm trying to get more organized overall in my house, and I feel like because I've gotten on a really good morning routine, and I feel like the kids are also at the age where they're helping me keep, I say this very lightly, they're helping me do chores more, and they're getting better at the chores. That's what I should say. Not everybody cleans the way mom cleans, of course, but they are doing better at the chores that they are assigned to do. So I feel like it's been a lot easier at this stage of life to keep the house clean, and it makes me happy. It genuinely does. And I want to be able to open my pantries or any of my cabinets for that matter in the house. I want to open my closet, my dressers, everything, and it all be organized and tidy and everything have a home. That is the ultimate goal this year, or towards the end of this year, is focusing on finding a specific home for everything so my house stays clean and tidy. I also wanted to say I am not someone who has to have a spotless house all the time. Like, I can have laundry piled up in a basket in the corner. I can have a messy floor. Like, it doesn't bother me that much, but I will tell you, my mood really is dependent on overall how my house feels. And if my house feels chaotic and way too busy and cluttered, I can assure you it's going to affect my mood. It's just crazy how that works, but it's true. And I feel like you hear that so many times, especially with homes. If you see women who have like a really perfect, clean, minimal space, they will tell you they had a breaking point. And finally one day they were so tired of feeling overwhelmed with their home, they just decided to start getting rid of the things that made them overwhelmed. And I promise you, a lot of times, it's not even the things that we can visually see, it's the things that we hide behind cabinet doors, behind closet doors. I'm definitely a closet hider. If I can shut a cabinet, girl, out of sight, out of mind. But it's out of sight, out of mind to everybody else. But to me, it's there. It's in the back of my mind, whether I want to admit it or not. And eventually, somebody's going to see it. And I just had this random fear the other day. Like, I'm going to share this with you because I know I'm not the only one who thinks this way. But this random fear came to mind was I can't remember what happened. I had a headache that felt weird, right? Like it was like a sharp pain in my head, and it like radiated to my temple, and I was like, oh my gosh, like I'm fixing to croak, you know? I was getting kind of paranoid, and I do have health anxiety, so I think of things like this often. But it dawned on me that if I had to call somebody to come help me and ask them to pack a bag for me, the chaos that they were about to have to go through to find a pair of socks, a pair of underwear, a pair of my favorite leggings, like, because there's just no order in my house, you know? And I was just thinking to myself, are they going to be able to find the kids' clothes? Like, what if I need something specific and I know where it's at, but how do I explain how to get through all the chaos to get to that specific item? And that scared me. Or like, what if something happened and I just needed someone to go get me stuff, and they're having to search through my whole house to find X, Y, and Z. They're going to be like, this girl is wild. So now I'm terrified of that. Now it's like I almost feel like this fear of, I have to make sure my house is presentable, not just from visually, like when you walk in, but behind cabinet doors, just in case anybody randomly had to go into the cabinet. And since I'm oversharing, I'm going to tell you another major fear of mine, and that is a crazy world event happening where either we have incredible, insane storms, a massive like world event that causes a blackout, and we have to go without power. And you don't realize how dependent you are on power until you don't have it. But a huge thank you to Jackery. We don't have to worry about that as much anymore. Florida hurricanes, surprise blackouts, or even just wanting peace of mind, one thing I've learned is that staying powered up at home, it makes all the difference. That's why I'm so thankful we have the Jackery HomePower 3600 Plus. Thank you so much, Jackery, for sponsoring today's video. Y'all, this is the only home backup power solution you'll ever need. It's portable, it can roll wherever you need it, but it's also powerful enough to keep your fridge running for up to 14 days. So even in the event of a blackout or power outage, I don't have to stress about my food going bad. It fully charges in just 2.5 hours with the AC adapter and approximately 4 hours with solar, which is amazing. And once it's charged, it can power all the essentials: fridge, lights, even small appliances. So life keeps moving even when the grid goes down. You can pair it with solar panels. You can even add battery packs as well to expand your capacity, so you can have power much longer. So whether you're off grid for fun or just stuck in a storm, you know you're going to stay powered through it all. It has 7,200 watts peak surge power, 3,600 watts of steady power output. It also has a 110 volt 30 amp output designed for RV, and then 4 20 amp outlets plus DC outputs and USB-C up to 100 watts. You can also control the Jackery right from the app on your phone, so I feel like this just makes it the most convenient and, in my opinion, the best generator on the market, especially for someone like me who I just can't tote around a generator that's hundreds of pounds, and I don't want to have to deal with gas or the loud noise. This one is quiet, dependable, and portable. So if you're looking for peace of mind, trust me, this is it. The Jackery 3600 Plus is the backup solution every home should have. I will have the link down below in my description box. Let's get back into the video. Okay, so now I'm just organizing all the box goods. I did put them in this acrylic container that I already had. Now, really fast, I did want to mention, you do not need little containers and boxes to organize your stuff. If you just use what you have and line it up real, nice, put things by category, it'll be perfect. Like, you don't have to have all the cute acrylic containers and all the things that you see other influencers share. And as a influencer and a viewer myself, I do consume other content. I know how easy it is to get sucked into buying things just because someone shares it and it looks cute, and like your brain tells you, oh, in order for my house to look cute, I need what they have, and you don't have to have that. You could simply line up your boxes, organize them by category, by color, and it will look just as good. So just a friendly reminder from your friend here, don't get caught up in over consuming. At the end of the day, this is my job, and my job is not only to motivate you, but also entertain you. And part of that entertainment is making it look aesthetic. That's just the unfortunate truth. I could probably share this exact same video without the containers, and it would probably perform not as good. As crappy as it is to say that, it's the truth, okay? As soon as I post a thumbnail where it's more aesthetic, it's going to get pushed out to a larger audience. But this is just your reminder that you do not have to empty your pancake mix into a container. You just don't have to. So in case you needed that little reminder. Don't keep up with everybody in the Joneses and what, you know, looks cute. You don't have to do that. Just do what's functional for your family. And I hope that, you know, even though I am doing that in this video, that you still get inspiration to organize what you have and just work with what you got. And I'm sure most of you already have containers laying around, probably in the back of that pantry cabinet or underneath the sink, somewhere that you can wash and reuse. I know we all at some point in time accumulate little things like this, little bins, baskets. So run around the house and find, you know, ways that you can use what you have instead of going out and spending money. Okay, the pantry is done. It looks incredible. It feels so good to have this done. It's been like obviously way overdue. You know, life gets busy and things get behind, and if I can close a cabinet door, I am the first to do it and forget about it. But I am glad I have it all organized. I feel like it's pretty functional. I'll keep you guys updated on the cereal containers because I did have a little bit of trouble snapping the lid shut, so I'm hoping that was just like the initial snap and then it'll be fine, because they do have like a little top that you can pop to pour the cereal, so that'll be nice. But what I did was I ended up putting like all the kind of like treat snacks in these. That way they're not the first things the kids see. They'll see like the Slim Jims and granola bars before they see all like the crackers and stuff, or like cookies and things. So that's why I ended up doing it like this. We have like all of our dinner foods down here at the bottom. Not cereal. This is oatmeal and grits. A couple like random things I really didn't know what to do with. So I think it looks pretty good. And then I did put the bread in the containers to see if it'll help it last a little bit longer. So we'll see. We got like tortillas right here, potatoes, which we're almost out. We have enough for one more dinner. And then extra paper towels up there at the top. Oh, and then this is like the dog bin down here at the bottom. This is where their little treats go, and typically their leashes and stuff are in here, but I need to wash them because they smell horrible, so I'm gonna work on that. But overall, I am in love with how it turned out. I think it looks really good, and I feel like a weight has been lifted off my shoulders. Now when people come over and need to get into the pantry, I don't have to panic. I love him so much. I love that he is just so comfortable to lay on his back like this. It's the cutest thing. Okay, I am running to the post office. I have to drop off some mail, and then I'm gonna grab me like a little bite to eat. I'm not sure like what I'm gonna get yet, but I'm hungry, and I think because I just like clean the whole kitchen and the pantry, I just don't feel like having anything that's in there. I did make chicken nuggets and I burnt them. I was gonna make me like my little Chick-fil-A wraps, and I forgot that they were in the oven, so they were like crispy, hard as a rock, like could not even bite into them. So I tossed those and I was like, okay, I'm done. So we're gonna go grab something to eat, run by the post office, and then also go by a thrift store. I'm looking for a set of lamps, something like a little bit more like of a chunky base that actually works. The lamp I have in my living room does not work anymore, so she's got to go. I think there's something wrong with like the actual like socket. Yeah, I think that's what it's called, the socket of it, because like no light bulbs work in it. I'm like, okay, are all my light bulbs just blown, or am I messing with a broken lamp? So anyway, let's go and see what we can get into. I messed that up. I meant to say, are you kidding me? The squirrel's throwing acorns at my truck. Let's go and see what we can find, not what we can get into. What am I even talking about? I act like I'm gonna go get into some trouble. No ma'am, I'm grown. At one time I might have, but not anymore. So it is 1:29. I have about an hour. So I did realize that I might not have time to go by the thrift store. I might, I don't know, it depends on how fast I can eat, but I'm gonna show you what I got. So first off, nice crispy Coke. And by the way, I'm rewarding myself. I'm like embarrassed to even say this out loud, but I don't know why I'm embarrassed, because like it's something to be proud of. I had my first video hit 1 million views on TikTok today. So I was like, you know what? I deserve a treat. Plus, like I said, I didn't want to cook at the house, but I ended up getting the snack wrap. So, funny little thing, not even funny. I don't know why I always say that. Why do I always say that when I want to tell y'all a story? I'm like, funny story. It's not funny. So, back when I used to work at McDonald's, I was actually a manager for a long time at McDonald's, if you didn't know that. I actually really loved it. I know some people like hate fast food, but let me tell you, that was like the best first job I ever had. I started as a crew member, obviously worked my way up to be a manager, and I would just jump from store to store as a manager, and then as like a crew lead or whatever. At the time, they didn't call it crew lead. They called it, what did they call it? I can't remember what they called it, but they called it something else. And then eventually when I moved to Georgia, I got a management job. But anyway, they had these, and then they ended up discontinuing them at one point. Not sure why, but they stopped selling them, and I was devastated. So I used to make my own with the chicken nuggets. It's not the same. There's something about this chicken. I hope that it tastes the same. It's been so long since I've had one, so we'll see. It's fire. Why is this so good? I don't know. I couldn't tell you. But I deserve this. I've been working out and eating good. Okay, so I definitely don't have time to run to the thrift store today. Actually, you know what? I do. I'm lying. But I'm worried that if I drive over there, I'll get stuck in traffic. And I really want to look in Aldi right now instead. So, decisions. I'm gonna go to the thrift store. I can always come to Aldi. I can't always go to the thrift store. And I can only go to the thrift store really when I'm by myself, because try taking your kids to the thrift store. It is chaotic because everything is open and visible. Like, it's different when you're at the store. They can't really, I mean, they can touch stuff, but not like they can at a thrift store. It's chaotic. So let's go. I don't have much time. Oh my gosh. This is so pretty. this building is yellow, so it makes my skin look yellow. I promise I don't have jaundice. But I do have something in my eye. That is for sure. I was trying not to freak out in there. But you know how like when you feel something in your eye and there's like, you don't want to dig into it because you're at the store? But I did find some good stuff, so I'll show you guys what I got whenever I got home, or whenever I get home, because my battery's fixing to die. So I'll see you in a minute. Okay, I'm back from I'm back from the thrift store, and I want to show you the mirror that I got before I get outside and start working on the lamp. I actually got 2 lamps, one that needs to be redone, one that doesn't. The reason I ended up getting both, so I actually didn't know how much they were until I got to the register. I asked the lady, she was like, oh, they're usually like $9.99. I was like, okay, I was just wondering because none of these had price tags. She's like, oh, I'll give them to you, both of them for $5.99 each. So I'm like, great, I'll take both of them then. Originally, I was just gonna see which one was cheaper and go with that option. But I got one that's like a little bit taller. It just needs like some stucco done to it, and then I need to paint it. And then the other one's just like a black regular base, just simple type of lamp, so I think it'll be fine. But this is the mirror I ended up getting. I really love it. I love the size of this too. It's like perfect for decor on a on the random wall. Like I actually have a spot right here. I'm gonna try it on and see what it looks like. I really like it. I think it's so pretty. I love the detail. I love the color that it is. It just needs like a few gold touch-ups with like some, what's this stuff called? A rub and buff. And then it'll look brand new. So super cute mirror. And that was only $4.99. And I have a thing for mirrors, if you didn't know. Every time I see one that's like, I don't know. If I like it, I'm buying it. Hey, no, excuse me. Dr. Woody, that's not for him. He always tries to get into my boxes. But anyway, we're gonna get outside. I'm gonna show you guys the lamp, and then we're gonna do some stucco work to it. And then once it's dry, probably tomorrow, I'll paint it and share that with you guys. So let's go out there and get started. Okay, so here is lamp 1. So just simple, looks brand new actually. And then this is the lamp that we're gonna redo. See the leaves on it? I think it's like cute, but not really my style. So I'm gonna stucco over the areas where the leaves are, and then I think leaving it just as is, just stuccoing over the leaves will be really pretty once I paint it, because it has like a cracked detail all over it. So I think that alone will make a big difference. So, by the way, this is the stucco I'm using. It's called Ready to Use Stucco Repair. I use this actually in my grandma's kitchen to do like a stucco background. I use this on my fireplace. I love the detail. Oh, and I even use this on my kitchen island to create like a live edge rough effect. Now this stuff dries really, really strong. It's like stucco. It's for, you can use this on the outside of your house. It's interior and exterior. It's okay, baby. You can come in here. And I just basically rub it on the lamp, and once it dries like hard as a rock. It ain't going nowhere. And you can paint it. There's so many, you could leave it as is if you want to, if you like the color. I actually like the color. I think it's like a pretty, just like a light gray concrete look. But you can paint it. You can use like acrylic paints. You can use spray paint. You can use any paint really that you got on hand and just paint right over it. And it looks really good. So all I'm doing here is just using this little spackle knife and just spreading it all over. Going a little bit heavier where the leaves are, because since those were like, it's kind of like an indentation there. I'm putting it heavy and then kind of spreading it out so that way you don't see the leaf design anymore. I know some people are probably gonna be like, no, don't, but it's not my style. Alright, so I ended up spray painting it, but it needs a little bit more work, so I'll actually show you guys the lamp reveal in an upcoming vlog, so stay tuned for that. Not that it's like anything special or anything, but you kind of get the point. It's just like a textured stone lamp. But yeah, that's going to be it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for hanging out today. I hope you enjoyed the pantry refresh, reorganization, and then also the little bit of thrifting that we did. I really appreciate you guys being here so much. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day. Knox, quit. Bye, y'all.